Let's talk about taxes. Yes, the topic that makes most people's eyes glaze over, but stick with me, because this is one of the most important parts of running a side hustle. Taxes might not be the most exciting thing to think about, but they're absolutely essential if you want your side hustle to succeed in the long run. When you're earning extra income, even if it's just a few $100s a month, you're not just making some fun money. You're officially a business owner in the eyes of the IRS. That means you get to keep your profits, but you also take on some new responsibilities. The biggest responsibility: making sure you pay your taxes correctly and on time. It's not just about following the rules. It's about protecting your hard-earned money and your peace of mind. If you ignore your tax obligations, you could end up with a big headache later. The IRS doesn't forget, and they have systems in place to track your income. Companies like Uber, Etsy, and Upwork are required by law to report your earnings to the IRS. That means every dollar you make is already on their radar, even if you don't get a tax form in the mail. Trying to fly under the radar or hoping the IRS won't notice your side hustle income is a risky move. If you get caught, you could face penalties, interest, and a lot of stress. Those penalties and interest charges can add up quickly, sometimes wiping out months of hard work and profits. It's just not worth the risk. But here's the good news. Handling your taxes doesn't have to be overwhelming. In fact, it's just another way to optimize your finances, like finding great deals, budgeting, or making smart investments. By learning a few simple rules, keeping good records, and staying organized throughout the year, you can minimize what you owe, avoid scary IRS letters, and even find ways to save money. You don't need to be a tax expert or hire an expensive accountant. Building good habits from day one, like tracking your income and expenses, will make tax season a breeze. The process is actually much simpler than most people think. There are plenty of tools and apps that can help you keep everything organized, and filing your taxes online has never been easier. You don't need an accounting degree, just a plan, a little bit of discipline, and the willingness to learn the basics. With the right approach, you'll be able to handle your taxes with confidence. In this guide, I'll break down exactly what you need to pay, when to pay it, and how to legally reduce your tax bill. We'll cover the forms you need, the deadlines you can't miss, and the deductions that can save you money. By the end, you'll see that managing your side hustle taxes is totally doable. You'll feel a sense of relief and accomplishment, knowing you're on top of your finances. Most importantly, you'll feel confident and in control, so you can focus on what really matters: growing your side hustle, reaching your goals, and making more money without any tax worries holding you back. What are estimated taxes? If you've ever wondered why some people talk about paying taxes 4 times a year instead of just once, you're not alone. Estimated taxes are a way for people who don't have taxes automatically taken out of their paychecks, like freelancers, small business owners, or anyone with a side hustle, to pay their share to the IRS throughout the year. It's a system designed to keep you from owing a massive lump sum when tax season rolls around. When you have a regular job, your employer takes care of withholding taxes from every paycheck. This means you don't have to think much about it. Your tax payments are handled automatically, and you're less likely to be surprised by a big tax bill in April. But when you're running your own business or earning extra income on the side, you're the boss. That means you're responsible for figuring out how much you owe and sending the IRS its cut on a regular basis. No one's doing it for you, so it's up to you to stay on top of things. Estimated taxes are your way of paying as you go. Instead of waiting until April and facing a huge, stressful bill, you make smaller, more manageable payments throughout the year. This helps you avoid surprises and keeps your finances on track. The IRS expects you to make these payments if you think you'll owe at least $1,000 in taxes from your side hustle or self-employment income. It's not just a suggestion, it's a requirement, and it applies to a lot of people who earn money outside of a traditional job. The deadlines for these payments are set: April 15th, June 15th, September 15th, and January 15th of the following year. Each date marks the end of a payment period, so you'll want to keep them on your radar. Each quarterly payment covers income you earned in the months leading up to the deadline. That means you're always paying for the most recent chunk of your earnings, not the whole year at once. Missing these deadlines can lead to penalties and extra fees, which nobody wants. That's why it's so important to mark those dates on your calendar, set reminders, and plan ahead. Paying quarterly doesn't just keep you out of trouble with the IRS. It also helps you manage your cash flow. By spreading out your tax payments, you can budget more effectively and avoid financial stress. Ultimately, estimated taxes aren't just about following the rules. They're about taking control of your business, staying organized, and making smart financial decisions all year long. How much should you set aside? Start with the 30% rule. Save 30% of your side hustle income for taxes. For more accuracy, use IRS. Form 1040 ES to estimate your total income, subtract deductions and calculate your tax. Divide your annual tax by 4 for your quarterly payments. Paying is easy. Use IRS Direct Pay or the electronic federal tax payment system online. Open a separate savings account for your tax money. Every time you get paid, move 30% into that account. Don't touch it. This is for your future tax bill. This habit ensures you're always ready for quarterly payments and keeps your finances clear. Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful ways to lower your tax bill: business deductions. If you're running a business, whether it's a full-time operation or a side hustle, understanding deductions is key to keeping more of your hard-earned money. A deduction is any ordinary and necessary expense for running your business. This means anything you buy or pay for that directly supports your work. Think office supplies, software subscriptions, marketing costs, or even a portion of your phone bill if you use it for business. Here's the big idea: you only pay tax on your profit, not your total revenue. So the more legitimate expenses you track and deduct, the less income you'll be taxed on. This can make a huge difference, especially for small businesses where every dollar counts. That's why it's crucial to track every legitimate business expense, no matter how small. Even things like mileage for business trips, meals with clients, or professional development courses can count. Over time, these add up and can significantly lower your taxable profit. For example, if you earn $10,000 and spend $3,000 on supplies, you only pay tax on $7,000. But imagine if you also tracked $500 in business meals and $200 in software. Now, you're only taxed on $6,300. That's real savings. The IRS looks for expenses that are ordinary, meaning common in your line of work, and necessary, which means they're helpful and appropriate for your business. If you're ever unsure, ask yourself, would another business like mine have this expense? Keep detailed records of every expense: receipts, invoices, bank statements, and notes about what each purchase was for. If you don't, you're basically giving the government extra money that could have stayed in your pocket. Missed deductions add up fast, so always ask yourself, does this help my side hustle or business make money? If the answer is yes, track it, save the proof, and make sure you claim it at tax time. Being diligent now means bigger savings later. What can you write off? More than you think. Home office deduction. If you use part of your home exclusively for business, deduct a portion of rent, utilities and internet, supplies and equipment, pens, laptops, shipping materials, or even a new camera. Car expenses. If you drive for business, deduct either actual expenses or use the standard mileage rate. Software and subscriptions, QuickBooks, Adobe, website hosting, business education, online courses or conferences, advertising, Facebook ads, business cards, platform fees, Etsy, PayPal, etc. You can even deduct half your self-employment tax. Always keep your business brain on. Track every expense that helps you earn. Deductions only count if you have proof. The IRS wants receipts. The simplest system. Open a dedicated bank account and credit card for your side hustle. Run all income and expenses through these accounts. Don't mix with personal finances. At year's end, your statements are a record of your business. Go digital with receipts. Snap a photo and save it to a cloud folder. Use a simple spreadsheet to log expenses: date, vendor, amount, category. Spend 5 minutes each week updating your records. This habit saves hours at tax time. Make tax season easy by staying organized all year. Set a weekly or monthly money date to update your spreadsheet and file receipts. Use quarterly tax deadlines as checkpoints. Review your income and expenses before each payment. Create a central digital folder for all tax documents, bank statements, 1099S receipts. Consistency is key. Good habits now mean less stress later and no scrambling in April. Technology can automate your bookkeeping and save you time. Accounting apps like QuickBooks Self-Employed, Wave or FreshBooks connect to your accounts and categorize transactions. They help track income expenses, receipts, and even mileage. Mileage tracking apps like MileIQ or Everlance log every drive automatically. Free tools like Google Sheets or your bank's app can also help. Find the tools that fit your needs and budget. Let software handle the busy work so you can focus on your business. Let's recap. You're a business owner now, so pay taxes as you go. Set aside 30% and mark those quarterly deadlines. Deductions are your best friend. Track every ordinary and necessary expense. Separate your business finances with a dedicated account and card. Use a spreadsheet or app to stay organized. Create a digital folder for all your tax docs. A few minutes each week keeps tax season stress-free. Don't let taxes scare you. See them as just another skill to master. By following these steps, you're building a strong foundation for your side hustle's success. You've got the knowledge and the plan. Now go out there and crush it.